This is Dave's Had Enough 187. This video to do with, I've been tagged, that sounds weird, by theOldirty33 and huvvi186. This is the whole gaming thing that's been going around, the gaming Q&A thing, and another video from Dave. And yeah, pretty much I've been meaning to do this video. A little late, I want to do it actually Thursday, but I'm just now getting around to it. Had a lot going on lately. Things are getting better. I'll mention it in my next video that I do. The whole cancer thing that's going on with my mom and stuff. Has gotten better. But I want to go into that all this video. I had to do work Saturday, so I didn't get to do a podcast this Sunday. I was planning on doing one. So I'm going to be doing one this upcoming Sunday. So if you want to join the podcast this upcoming Sunday, hit me up in the comments section, and I'll get you in there. Other than that, if you don't know what this is, it's the whole Q&A thing that's been going around. I think it all started with the video game Her, and then she tagged Bear Hugger. I don't know why I can't talk today. Bear Hugger 29, and then the list went on, and then Coupon ended up getting tagged somehow and tagged Old Dirty, and he tagged me, and then Jack Move Johnny got tagged somehow and tagged huvvi186, and he tagged me. So if I'm missing anybody, because I didn't know I was going to get tagged twice, I'm sorry. I think I got everybody. I saw everybody I keep up with. I seen their videos, and I don't think I missed anybody if they did tag me. But I appreciate the theOldirty33 tagging me and huvvi186, and I'm going to keep this fucking going like dominoes. Alright, pretty much, first question. How old were you when you first started playing video games? I would say anywhere from 4 to 6. My brother is 8 years older than me, and he had an NES and all the other systems, the Atari 2600. And he pretty much, I played his NES. I started out in the NES generation. I was born in '84. My first console that I can say that was actually mine and bought for me was the Super Nintendo. And he got the Sega Genesis with Beastmaster. But he had the NES, and my family wasn't going to buy two of the same consoles. We were middle class, but we weren't going to have two of the same consoles in the house, one for me and one for him, so I played his. But I started out in that generation. I remember games like Kung Fu. I liked a lot of the horror games like Freddy, when you're fighting them in the junkyard, Nightmare on Elm Street. Jason, Friday the 13th. Jaws, when you went around your little boat, and then you were a scuba diver, and then Jaws came after you. Well, he chased you on the boat first, then you were the scuba diver. I remember all them games, and then he would come along. What other good? Duck Hunt. The list goes on. Zelda with the gold cartilage, we had that. But I'd say anywhere from 4 to 6, to be fair. It's so hard to remember like that long ago when you first started playing video games. Because to be honest with you, I can't remember the first time I picked up a controller. That was a long time ago. But it had to be around that age. Question 2, what is it about video games that you love? I've always enjoyed playing video games. It was something that I was always able to do and take your mind off of things, and that's why I like doing them. I've always played video games, always got the newest consoles. Like I said, we were middle class, but that was one thing my family always got me, was the newest console that came out. We were able to get that, but we didn't get games all through the years. It was like mainly, Christmas and birthdays, and maybe we were lucky throughout the year to get a game or something, but we weren't getting games all the time. And then when, you get a normal age, like 15, 16, you get a job and you can buy all the fucking games you want, and that's what happened with me. I was working in Apple Auto Parts. But I've always played video games. It's something I've always liked to do, like horror movies. I've always loved watching horror movies. Those are like, two of my most funnest things to do. I have a lot of passion for both them things, video games and horror movies, and movies in general too, and TV shows. I love that shit. I put them all on the same level, video games and movies and TV shows. I love all of them. Big movie person, big movie buff, and big video game person, and I love TV shows. But yeah, it's something that takes your mind off of things. Takes you out of the real world, takes your mind off all the bullshit that always goes on. Sometimes it's hard to do that all the time, but it works most of the time. Question 3. Can violent and graphic games be a bad influence on people? I think if you're one of them Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy cases, yeah. I think it'd make you go out, if you're playing Grand Theft Auto, rob some cars, fucking shoot up some people, blow some buildings up, you know, cars up in that case, throw some sticky bombs. I don't know. If you were playing Manhunt and you were Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, it might influence you to kill a couple more people. I don't know, but the guy's already like that, so what's the difference, you know? What's like a movie like Saw, would that influence somebody, you know, if they were on that level already? Yeah, it would. But if you're just like the average person, I don't think it's going to make you do stuff like that. But I do think it would influence some nutcase to go do some more stuff. But, I mean, if they're already like that, they're already going to do that somehow. So what's the difference? You know, it's already in their head, you know. So it's kind of like a yes and no question. Yes and no answer, my bad. 5. Do you watch Let's Players on YouTube, and if so, who? No, I don't watch Let's Players. I've been getting into live streams lately, like doing live streaming because I got the cam. Did a couple of them lately. I haven't linked it with the channel yet, but I've done it just, you know, off the PlayStation. And I actually enjoy it, and I enjoy watching people on PlayStation Live, on Twitch, and Ustream, so I enjoy that. I'm actually getting the idea of it, why people like that shit so much. I enjoy it, but Let's Players, no. I don't watch people that make Let's Plays and follow their videos on YouTube, no. What is your favorite gen of gaming? If I had to say, my favorite type of games, like, would be, this is a hard one, because it could be anywhere from third-person shooters to, I guess I like first-person shooters, but I'm kind of get burned out on them. Back in the day, fighting games was it, and I'm starting to like fighting games again, but they're not my favorite by far nowadays. I'd say third-person shooters, they're my favorite, like games like The Last of Us and stuff like that. Yep, love them nowadays. But back in the day, it was, you know, fighting games, growing up in the arcades in New York and, you know, putting your quarters up. Nothing could beat that. But nowadays, I am getting back into fighting games, but it ain't my favorite like it was, no. I'd have to say, I'd have to honestly say third-person shooters. Games like The Last of Us. I like them the best. I like when you see the character and move, and, you know, that's my favorite type of game. Like, going around shooting people. I love it. So yeah, third-person shooters. Are you an old-school gamer, or do you like getting the newest consoles? I like getting the newest consoles. I usually, when the new generation comes, for me, the old generation is out. It's always been like that. And this is the first generation where I actually wanted to go back and get a PS3, because I got my PS4, and then 2 weeks after that, my buddy saw my PS3 sitting there. He was begging me for it, and I ended up selling it to him. That was something I really regretted doing, to be honest with you. But now with the generation that's moving along, we got games, even though they're remasters, and we got some new ones, I'm good now. I'm good to go, especially with games like Mortal Kombat 10. It's fucking awesome. And The Evil Within was great, too. So, yeah, I'm good now. I'm a new school. I'm in, like, a newest, I like getting the newest consoles. I'm not old school at all. That's just me. Alright, question 9. Nintendo or Sega? Nintendo. I've always liked Nintendo more. I like Sega, but not as much as I like Nintendo. No, Nintendo person. To me, Sega is kind of dead nowadays, to be honest with you. Sonic is dead. At least I can say one thing about Mario. People are burnt down on Mario. He's a lot more alive than fucking Sonic. Sonic's dead. Favorite and least favorite video game character. This is a kind of an easy one to answer, because it's more of like somebody recently instead of back in the day that I hated. I did not like Nico from Grand Theft Auto 4. I hated that character so much I didn't even want to play Grand Theft Auto 4. The character was so boring. I played that game maybe like, man, not too long at all. Like, maybe a day just messing around with it, and that was it. I was done. Done. And I have to say, too, the guy from Watch Dogs is very, very boring. I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But, I don't want to say it, I don't even want to mess that. Is it Delson or something? Or whatever. I don't remember his name, but I hated that guy. He even made me not want to play the game. So those two characters, the main character from Grand Theft Auto 4, Nico, I believe his name is, and the one from Watch Dogs, whoever that was. I'm wanting to say Delson for some reason. I don't know why I'm wanting to say that, but I know I'm probably wrong. But the guy from Watch Dogs was fucking horrible. Those two characters are my least favorite video game character. Well, it says oh, my bad. It says favorite and least favorite video game character. So those are my least favorite. My favorite video game character, favorite one would be Duke Nukem, and I'd have to say Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. Those are my two favorite ones. Duke Nukem and Marcus Phoenix. Those are my favorite ones. Are you a Let's Player? And if yes, what influenced you to make a gaming channel? If no, would you ever consider making one? No, I'm not a Let's Player, so no, that's a no. Favorite video game soundtrack? This is kind of an easy one. I'm not one of them weird motherfuckers that likes to listen to some fucking instrumental music from a video game. It's simple. It's Grand Theft Auto. I've always liked those soundtracks. Just this one, believe it or not, is my least favorite Grand Theft Auto when it comes to soundtracks. Grand Theft Auto 5. It wasn't bad, but mostly the Grand Theft Auto games, I love their soundtracks. Very good. So Grand Theft Auto on that one. Any game recommendations? One of my favorite games that if nobody's ever got to play, I'm a big survival horror dude. It's if you're into retro gaming or whatever, one of my favorite games is called The Suffering. I believe it was on the, I'm wanting to say the original Xbox, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I don't think it was on 360. I think it was the original Xbox. That is an awesome game, The Suffering. I love that game. Check that game out. It was just it was a really good game. I think how the choices you made in the video game changed the outcome of the video game. You supposedly killed your family, maybe, or you're thinking you did, you might not have, and you're going through a prison in an Indian burial ground. It was awesome. It was one of my favorite survival horror games. So that's one of my recommendations if anybody, never played it. And another good game that me and Old Dirty were talking about the other day, and he actually ended up picking up on his Vita in a Vita sale, on a flash sale, The Warriors. The Warriors was a great game. It's just like one of them type of games like, I think Rockstar makes it. It was just a fantastic game. It was about gangs and shit. You'd love it. Those two games and one more game. I believe it was on the PlayStation 2, Psyops. It was a very good game. I wish they'd make a sequel to that. You get like telekinesis and all that, and you're going through training. And the funny thing about the game, there was always like this black guy that was training you, and in your training, he'd be sitting there, and he might have like cornrows one time, I think, or an afro. It was just a great game. You could make your enemies like shoot themselves. You could pick them up. You get powers as time goes on. It was just a great game. It's called Psyops. So The Suffering and Psyops. And did I recommend another one? If I did, I can't remember. I'm just in a rush trying to do this video. I tried to do it a few other times, and I was just in a rush. Now I'm trying to just get it over with, to be honest. But yeah, The Suffering and Psyops. And if I did recommend something... Oh, The Warriors. My bad. Alright. Number 14. If you could be a character from a game, who would you choose and why? If I had to be a character from a game, and who would I choose and why? Probably, I'd be honest with you, it would be cool. Probably, I'm trying to think. This is a tough one. Who's my favorite character in a video game? Guess it'd be, to be honest with you, Duke Nukem. I think that'd be pretty cool. He just went around blowing shit up, and, he had bitches around him, and he was pretty happy. Duke Nukem would be cool. That'd be one, and I like, maybe be like Scorpion or something. That'd be cool, be Scorpion, have a thing that comes out of your hand and just fucking, get over here. I love that. And just take people's heads off and stuff. I love his new fatality where he takes a sword, he throws that thing through your chest and the heart's beating, and then you fall down to your knees, and then he takes that sword and takes the front of your face off. Yeah, Scorpion would be cool to be. Yep. Duke Nukem and Scorpion. So that's kind of like with my favorite characters. So it's kind of like the same, you know. Well, I didn't say Scorpion for my favorite, but, you know, Duke Nukem was my favorite character, but I do like Scorpion, too. So that's who I'd want to be of a character, and that's why. Alright, number 15, who do I want to tag? I want to tag RXL209, my buddy. I want to tag Wolflow. There's going to be a lot of people, actually. Brimstone, League of Winning, my other buddy. All my buddies. Wolflow, RXL209, Wolflow, Brimstone, League of Winning, Levon Cason, Justin Wheeler. I know he's made videos, so he counts as a YouTuber. And somebody who I want to actually come to YouTube and make a video, since he talks so much shit in PlayStation Party Chat, Sicilian Z Stallion. Sicilian, I would like to see your first video on YouTube. You've been tagged, so if you ever make it to YouTube, here you go, buddy. You got a video to make. And pretty much, one other person, I haven't seen them tag, and if he wants to do it, it's up to him. I know I'm a little YouTuber, Black Bond. So yeah, that's all the people I've tagged. I've looked at their videos on their channel. I don't think none of them have been tagged yet. The only one I'm not too sure about is Brimstone. He might have been tagged, but if he isn't, you know, I tagged him. Alright, thank you, YouTube. More videos to come.